The door slammed shut behind me as Emily's father, Mark, pulled me into his study, his grip on my arm like a vice. "Alex, we need to talk," he growled, his eyes burning with an intensity I'd never seen before. And before I could respond, he leaned in close, his breath hot against my ear. "I've been watching you with my daughter, but it's you I can't stop thinking about. It's you I want." I froze, my heart pounding in my chest like a drum in a silent room. Emily and I had been dating for over a year, navigating the ups and downs of college life in Seattle, where the rain seemed to mirror our occasional arguments. But this was a bombshell I never saw coming. Mark, a respected architect in his late 40s, with salt and pepper hair and a commanding presence that filled any room, had always been the picture of the perfect suburban dad, coaching Little League, hosting barbecues, and offering sage advice over beers. Now, here he was, confessing something that could unravel everything. I stepped back, my mind racing. "What the hell are you talking about, Mr. Thompson?" I stammered, using his last name to create some distance, though it felt futile. The study, lined with bookshelves and blueprints, suddenly felt claustrophobic. Mark ran a hand through his hair, his face etched with a mix of desperation and resolve. "Call me Mark, Alex. I've buried this for years. My marriage to Emily's mom was a lie I told myself to fit in. But seeing you, so young and full of life, it woke something in me. I can't pretend anymore." My thoughts spiraled. Emily was everything to me, or at least that's what I'd convinced myself. We met in freshman year, bonded over late-night study sessions, and shared dreams of traveling the world. She was vibrant, ambitious, planning to become a journalist, while I pursued engineering. Our relationship was solid, built on laughter and mutual support, but lately, I'd felt a nagging emptiness, a question I couldn't quite articulate. Was this it? Was Mark's confession the mirror I'd been avoiding? I shook my head, trying to process. This is insane. Emily's right outside. What if she hears? Mark's expression softened, but there was a steel edge to it. "She won't. Not yet. But you need to know the truth before things go further. I've seen the way you look at me sometimes, those lingering glances. Don't deny it." He was right. There had been moments, fleeting and confusing, where I'd admired his confidence, his strength. But admiration wasn't attraction, was it? Or had I been lying to myself too? The conversation stretched on, Mark pouring out his story like a dam breaking. He'd grown up in a conservative Midwest town, where being gay meant exile or worse. He married young, had Emily, built a life that looked perfect from the outside. But inside it was a prison. "I've paid the price every day," he said, his voice cracking. "The lies, the isolation. I don't want that for you, Alex. If there's even a spark." I interrupted, anger bubbling up. "A spark? You're her father. This could destroy her." Mark nodded, pain flashing in his eyes. "I know. That's why I'm telling you now. Before you propose or whatever naive plan you have. Think about it, really think. What do you feel?" I left the study that night with my world tilted on its axis. Emily noticed my distraction during dinner, but I brushed it off as stress from finals. Lying in bed later, staring at the ceiling, I replayed Mark's words. The seed of doubt had been planted, and it was already taking root. How could I face her tomorrow? How could I face myself? Over the next few days, I avoided the Thompson house, citing a heavy workload. But Mark's confession haunted me. I found myself researching online, stories of men coming out later in life, the toll on families. It was overwhelming. One night, alone in my dorm, I admitted it to myself. There was something there, a curiosity I'd suppressed. But pursuing it meant betraying Emily, shattering her trust. The moral quandary gnawed at me. Was honesty worth the pain? Then came the text from Mark. "We need to meet. Alone." My fingers hovered over the reply. Delete it? Ignore it? But curiosity won. We agreed on a coffee shop downtown, neutral ground. As I walked in, the bell jingling like a warning, I spotted him in the corner, looking more vulnerable than ever. "Alex," he said, standing. "Thank you for coming. We talked for hours." He shared more, his failed attempts at therapy, the secret affairs that left him emptier. It's not just attraction, he confessed. It's seeing in you the freedom I never had. I listened, my defenses crumbling. For the first time, I opened up about my own doubts, the times I'd felt out of place in straight relationships. It was terrifying, exhilarating. But as we parted, guilt crashed over me. What was I doing? Back home, Emily confronted me. You've been distant. Is there someone else? Her eyes, so like her father's, searched mine. I hesitated, the lie tasting bitter. No, just stressed. But the damage was done. Suspicion lingered. That night, I dreamed of choices. Doors opening to light or slamming shut in darkness. The tension built, a storm gathering. The days blurred into a haze of avoidance and inner turmoil. I threw myself into classes, burying the confusion under textbooks and lectures. But Mark's face kept surfacing in my mind. Emily sensed the shift. Our dates felt forced, conversations laced with unspoken questions. One evening, as we walked along the Puget Sound, she stopped abruptly. Alex, talk to me. What's going on? Her voice trembled, vulnerability cracking through her usual confidence. I wanted to confess everything, to unburden myself, but the words stuck. It's nothing, Em. Just family stuff on my end. A half-truth. My own parents, devout Catholics back in Chicago, would disown me if they knew the thoughts swirling in my head. She squeezed my hand, but her eyes held doubt. Okay, but promise me we're good? I nodded, hating myself for the deception. That night, alone, I paced my room, weighing the costs. Loyalty to Emily meant denying a part of me. Exploring with Mark meant betrayal. Mark reached out again, this time with an invitation to his office after hours. No pressure. The message read, just to talk. Against my better judgment, I went. The building was quiet, the city lights twinkling outside his window like distant stars. He greeted me with a tentative smile, offering a beer. I didn't mean to upend your life, he said, leaning against his desk. But suppressing who you are. It's poison. We delved deeper. He spoke of his youth, the crushes on classmates he hid, the marriage that was more arrangement than love. Emily's mom knew eventually. It broke us. His honesty disarmed me. I shared my own story, growing up feeling different, dating girls to fit in, but always sensing something missing. Maybe I'm bi, I admitted, the word feeling foreign yet right. Mark's eyes lit with understanding. Labels don't matter. What matters is living truthfully. As the conversation flowed, a charged silence fell. Our hands brushed accidentally, or was it? Sending a jolt through me. I pulled back, heart racing. This can't happen, I whispered. Mark nodded, regret in his gaze. I know, but denying it won't make it go away. Leaving that night, I felt torn, the conflict intensifying. Was this infatuation or something real? And at what price? Emily's suspicions grew. She started checking my phone, her insecurity manifesting in arguments. You're hiding something, she accused one night over dinner. I denied it, but the lie weighed heavier. Meanwhile, societal pressures loomed. Friends joking about gay stuff, family expectations of grandkids. The isolation was suffocating. Then came the turning point. Mark called urgent. Emily found an old letter from a past lover. She's confronting me tonight. Panic surged. I rushed over, arriving as voices rose from the living room. Emily's face was tear-streaked, Mark's defeated. Dad, how could you? She cried. All these years. Mark glanced at me, a silent plea. I stayed hidden in the hallway, listening as the family unraveled. Emily stormed out, brushing past me without a word. I followed her to the porch. Wait. She whirled, eyes blazing. You knew? Did you? I shook my head. Another lie. She left in her car, tires screeching. Inside, Mark sat crumpled on the couch. It's out, he said hoarsely. Now what? I sat beside him, the proximity electric. For the first time, I didn't pull away. We talked through the night, boundaries blurring. But dawn brought clarity, and guilt. I'd witnessed the damage, the pain inflicted. Was my awakening worth this destruction? The next day, Emily texted, "We need to talk." We met at our favorite park, the air thick with tension. "Dad told me everything about his feelings for you." My blood ran cold. "What?" She nodded, tears falling. "He thinks you're like him. Is it true?" The confrontation was brutal. I admitted my confusion, the attraction. Her face crumpled. "How could you? With my dad?" The betrayal cut deep. She walked away, leaving me alone with the wreckage. Friends distanced themselves as rumors spread. My parents called, concerned. The social fallout was swift, judgmental whispers following me. Mark and I met secretly, navigating the minefield. "We have to stop," I said, but my resolve wavered. He agreed, yet the pull was strong. Each decision carried weight. The choice to pursue meant losing Emily forever. To deny meant living a half-life. The drama escalated, choices piling up like dominoes ready to fall. Isolation set in like fog over the bay. Emily blocked my number, her absence a gaping wound. I wandered campus like a ghost, classes a blur. Mark and I agreed to space, but texts slipped through, concerned check-ins turning into late-night confessions. "I miss talking to you," he'd write. I'd stare at the screen, finger hovering over reply, the moral dilemma tearing me apart. Was this love or a reckless escape? Society's gaze felt heavier. At a party, a friend joked about daddy issues, unaware of the truth. I laughed it off, but inside, rage simmered. The prejudice was subtle yet pervasive. News stories of hate crimes, family disownments. I volunteered at an LGBTQ center, seeking solace, hearing stories that mirrored mine. One man, older like Mark, shared his regrets. "I waited too long, lost everything." It fueled my indecision. Then Emily reached out. Coffee? Neutral ground. My heart leaped. We met at a bustling cafe, her face guarded. "I need answers," she said flatly. I poured it out, the confusion, the attraction, the guilt. "I never meant to hurt you." She listened, tears welling. "But you did. And Dad, he's destroyed our family." The conversation turned raw, accusations flying. "You're both selfish," she spat. I defended Mark, revealing more than intended. "He's suffered enough." She left angry, but a crack appeared, perhaps understanding. Back home, Mark called. She talked to me too. "It's bad, Alex." We met in a park, away from prying eyes. Tension crackled. Our hands touched, lingering. "This is wrong," I murmured. He pulled away. "Then why does it feel right?" The push-pull was exhausting, each encounter heightening the stakes. Family pressures mounted. My mom visited unexpectedly, sensing turmoil. "What's wrong, honey?" Over dinner, I tested waters. "What if I wasn't straight?" Her face paled. "Don't joke. We'd love you, but think of the family." The conditional love stung. Mark faced worse. Emily's mom, long divorced, threatened custody battles over old secrets. "She's using this against me," he confided. A betrayal loomed. Emily, in pain, confided in a mutual friend, who spread the story. Whispers turned to confrontations. At work, my boss pulled me aside. Rumors affecting morale. The professional toll hit hard. I confronted Emily. "Why?" She shrugged, hurt flashing. "You betrayed me first." The cycle of pain intensified, each action rippling out. Mark and I stole moments, building a fragile bond. Walks at dusk, shared dreams. But guilt shadowed us. "We're hurting her," I said one night. He nodded. "But denying us hurts too." The ethical tightrope wobbled, right versus wrong blurred. Climax built when Emily demanded a family meeting. We gathered in the living room, air thick with resentment. "I want the truth," she declared. Mark spoke first, voice steady. "I'm gay. I've hidden it too long." I followed, "And I'm figuring myself out. But I love you, Em." She exploded. "Love? This is sick." Words flew like daggers, accusations of manipulation, selfishness. Mark defended me, escalating. He's not to blame. Emily stormed out again, vowing distance. Alone with Mark, emotions overflowed. We embraced, a moment of solace amid chaos. But it was fleeting. Reality crashed back. We can't, I said, pulling away. The damage was done. Trust shattered, relationships fractured. In the aftermath, I sought therapy, unpacking layers of identity and guilt. Sessions revealed deep-seated fears. Abandonment, judgment. Mark did the same, our paths converging in support groups. Society's lens sharpened. Protests for rights, but backlash too. Friends divided. Some supported, others ghosted. The social commentary hit home. How far had we come, yet how far to go? As weeks passed, a tentative reconciliation with Emily began. Texts evolved to calls, then meetings. I hate what happened, she admitted. But I see your pain too. Forgiveness dangled, fragile. Mark and I navigated carefully, prioritizing healing. But the attraction simmered, a constant test. Each decision carried a price. Honesty's cost was high, but deception's higher. The tension peaked, choices looming like cliffs. Rebuilding started slow, like mending a torn canvas. Emily and I met weekly, conversations peeling back layers of hurt. I felt replaced, she confessed one afternoon in a quiet diner. By my own dad. Her words pierced. I apologized profusely. It wasn't about replacing. It was discovering. She nodded, but skepticism lingered. Mark joined sometimes, the trio awkward yet necessary. We're family, he insisted. We fight through. But undercurrents pulled. Mark and I stole glances, unspoken longing building. One evening, after Emily left, he turned to me. This is torture. I agreed, the forbidden pull magnetic. We kissed. A brief, electric moment, then parted in regret. No more, I vowed. The moral breach haunted. Betrayals sting fresh. Society's backlash intensified. An anonymous tip to my parents sparked a call. Is it true? About you and that man? Mom's voice broke. I confirmed, bracing. We can't accept this. It's wrong. The disownment cut deep, isolation deepening. Mark faced similar, colleagues distancing, clients canceling. The price of truth, he said bitterly. A turning point came via a support group. Stories of resilience inspired. One couple, older, shared their journey. Coming out, losing family, rebuilding. It's worth it, they said. Motivated, I reached out to Emily. Let's try therapy together. She agreed, sessions raw. Therapist probed. What do you fear most? Emily, losing both of you. Mark, hurting my daughter. Me, being alone. Revelations flowed, bridges forming. Yet temptation tested. Mark and I met privately, discussions turning intimate. We could leave, he suggested once. Start fresh. The idea tantalized, but ethics screamed no. We'd destroy her. He relented, but the seed planted. Deception crept in, secret meetings justified as support. Guilt compounded a vicious cycle. Emily noticed shifts. You're seeing him, aren't you? Confrontation erupted at home. After everything? I denied, life fracturing progress. She withdrew again, pain renewed. Mark blamed himself. I started this. We argued, first fight exposing cracks. You're pushing too hard, I accused. He retorted, you're scared. The drama peaked, relationship teetering. In desperation, I confided in a friend, out now, supportive. Choose happiness, but own the consequences. Advice resonated. I confronted Mark. We end this. For her. He agreed, heartbroken. Separation ached, but necessary. Focus shifted to mending with Emily. Apologies, gestures, family dinners, shared memories. Slowly, trust rebuilt. But awakening lingered. I dated others' men, exploring identity. Each step affirmed, I was gay. The realization bittersweet. Freedom at family's cost. Mark did the same, discreetly. We crossed paths at events, nods of understanding. Society evolved around us. Pride parades, legal wins, but personal battles raged. A major conflict arose when Emily announced engagement to a coworker. He's straight, Dad. No drama. Jab intentional. Mark smiled, hiding hurt. At the wedding planning, tensions simmered. I attended as friend. Awkward. Mark pulled me aside. Happy for her? I nodded. But miss us. Honesty slipped. Old flames flickered. The night before her engagement party, crisis hit. Mark confessed to Emily. I still feel for Alex. She exploded, party canceled. You ruin everything. Blame shifted to me. Stay away. Exile stung. Alone, I questioned choices. Was pursuit selfish? Damage irreversible? Therapy resumed. Group now. Breakthroughs came. Emily admitted jealousy. Mark his regrets. I my confusion. Forgiveness tentative but real. We move forward, Emily declared. Mark and I vowed platonic. But hearts whispered otherwise. The story's core, decisions' prices, crystallized. Each step forward cost pieces of self, relationships mended with scars. Tension eased, but shadows remained. Months turned to a fragile normalcy. Emily's engagement proceeded, her fiancé a steady presence buffering old wounds. I focused on career, landing an engineering job in Portland, distance a bomb. Mark stayed in Seattle, rebuilding his firm amid whispers. We texted occasionally, surface level, avoiding depths. But the pull endured, a quiet ache. Society's mirror reflected progress. Same-sex marriages normalized, yet hate persisted. A local attack on a gay bar shook me, reminding vulnerability. I marched in protests, channeling pain into action. Mark joined once, our eyes meeting across crowds. Proud of you, he messaged later. Warmth bloomed, but I quashed it. Emily invited me to the wedding. As family. Hesitant, I accepted. Rehearsal dinner tense. Glances exchanged. Unspoken words heavy. Mark approached. Can we talk? Outside, under stars, he spoke. I've dated others. But none like you. Vulnerability raw. Me too, I admitted. But we can't. He nodded. For her. Wedding day dawned bright. Emily radiant, vows exchanged. Reception joyful, but undercurrents swirled. Dancing with her. She whispered, thank you for staying. Tears pricked. Later, Mark and I shared a dance, platonic yet charged. This is goodbye, I said. He agreed, pain etched. Post-wedding, life diverged. I thrived in Portland, openly gay, new relationships forming. Mark traveled, seeking peace. Emily built her life, occasional calls warm. But a call shattered calm. Mark hospitalized, stress-induced heart issue. I rushed back, finding Emily at bedside. He's asking for you. In the room, Mark weak but alert. Alex. Emotions surged. I'm here. We talked regrets, what-ifs. I wouldn't change it, he said. Woke me up. Recovery slow, bonds strengthened. Emily watched, understanding dawning. Maybe I was wrong to judge. Discharge brought decisions. Mark moved to assisted living temporarily. I visited, support turning tender. One evening, alone, barriers fell. I love you, he confessed. He echoed, kiss ceiling. But reality intruded. Emily's reaction? We told her together. Shock, then tears. If it makes you happy. But slowly. Acceptance hard won. Conditional. The relationship bloomed discreetly, navigating minefields. Family gatherings awkward, society judging. Friends divided. Some celebrated, others condemned. The ethical debates raged internally. Was this right? Betrayal's shadow long. But joy outweighed authenticity's reward. Years passed, scars fading. Emily had kids, us uncles of sorts. Mark and I married quietly, rings symbols of triumph. But reflections lingered. The pain inflicted, lives altered. Awakening came at cost. Trust broken, families strained. Yet growth emerged, understanding deepened. In quiet moments, doubts surfaced. Did we choose correctly? The drama's echo reminded. Decisions define us, prices paid shape souls. Society evolved, but personal battles eternal. Was it worth shattering a family to embrace one's true self? Or does loyalty demand sacrifice of personal happiness?